şurası. Let's show cat side is even greater. It has more, you know, products there.
Oh yeah.
Because this is,
You know.
this is like, you know, world history for us.
We wait. Hey, look at the next one. Close. You can go if you want me. Yeah. Go for us.
Yeah, so we are okay. We can go there. Herkese merhaba. Bugün dünyadaki tanıdığım en havalı insanlardan bir tanesi Dr. Nick Thompson. Veteriner hekim olduğu için çok şanslıyız. Çok ileri görüşlü, esnek fikirli, cesur ve gerçekten gönlünü tüylü dostlarının sağlığına, iyiliğine adamış bir veteriner hekim dostumuz. İngiltere'den çiğ besleyen veteriner topluluğunun başkanı, kurucusu, veteriner hekim, holistik veteriner Dr. Nick Thompson'ı bugün konuğumuz olarak ağırlıyoruz. Sorularınızı sorma fırsatı bulacaksınız anında. Önceden gelen sorularla başlayacağız ve daha sonrasında da anında gelen sorularınızla çok büyük zevkle devam edeceğiz. Şimdi sesim nasıl, internet çekimi nasıl, geliyor mu? Umarım her şey yolundadır. Öncelikle bir teknik check-up birlikte yapalım istedim. Herkese çok selamlar. Katılan herkese çok teşekkür ederim. Bakalım. İnternetle ilgili umarım her şey yolundadır. Evet. Holistic Vet UK is here. Dr. Nick is here. We're so happy. I'm getting Dr. Nick line on Vet Talks for Us. We're hosting one of the coolest people I know, Holistic Vet.
Hello.
Hey, Nick, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. I'm very, very well. I'm just thinking, you're looking very bright and very cheery, and I'm looking really dull, and I'm thinking, why is that? I've got lights. I've got enormous lights here, but
this one is really up close to me, but I'll send you a link. But you look amazing as always,
bless you,
Dr.
bless
Nick.
you, bless you. You're very, very kind. How are you? How is the family?
We are great. We are sending our love. We hope to see you here soon.
Oh, can't wait. Love to.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
This is great. Turkey is such a wonderful place. It's one day soon. We've been planning it for what, 4 years maybe?
Yes. But you know, global waves have hit us, but we're going to adapt and we're going to figure it out. And it's just like the right season. We'll talk more about it.
Great. Can't wait. Thank you.
So already all of my audience and all of your audience knows you, but I was just telling everyone that you are definitely one of the coolest people I know, just because of your outlook on things and how you're open and how you're just very I'm just trying to find the word, but you're totally in love with what you do, and you're just trying to put the message out there. You're giving your time, which is the most valuable currency, as I know, and we're so blessed and grateful that you are making us this time, Dr. Nick, because this is truly priceless. So we're just so happy to have you here, and I just wanted to say that before we begin.
It's such a pleasure. It's Naz, you are an ambassador for RAW. You're doing some amazing work in Turkey, but also all over the world, because you're so present online, and you're doing some wonderful work to get the message out there. So it's such a pleasure to be working with you. I'm very honored and very delighted to be working with you.
It's the same right here. I bow I'm honored, Dr. Nick, truly. Thank you so much. Bless you.
Wonderful.
Wonderful. Of course, we have a lot of great questions, and I will, as I'm trying to pick them up, I'm just not going to lose any time. So I have my iPad here.
Yeah.
We'll get them up from here. And it's so amazing. But Dr. Nick, before we go ahead, there's a really recent event happening in our lives. There's this cat we have diagnosed with FIP, and it's the first personal experience that I've had. And it's my mom's cat. She's looking after a lot, you know, like tens of 20s cats in her yard. And they're so well looked after, and we're just trying to figure out what to do with it. And they recommended this really you know, speculative, I think, drug, and it's hard to get, but there's someone who managed to get it, and it's vet approved because our vet, you know, actually recommended the guy. But I just want to ask you a general outlook, because I have a lot of, you know, family members suffering from the same thing. So just as a cat question, maybe to go ahead with, and then we'll pick the other ones right ahead.
Okay, so FIP. Feline infectious peritonitis. There's two types. There's a dry type and there's a wet type, and it can be really difficult to treat. Okay, I'll just say that from the start. So the first thing is they've got to be raw fed, so that they have the building blocks are there. That's very, very important. But I assume that all your guys are going to be raw fed. That's really, really good. The next thing is we would be looking to enhance immunity. Okay, just generally enhance immunity. So what we do is we use medicinal mushrooms. Okay, and the product that we often use is called Coriolis Plus. Coriolis Plus. Yeah, it's just in a little capsule. There's 5 shiitake and Coriolis and 3 other mushrooms all together, which help to enhance immunity. I use it with in cancer cases as well. Okay. And so that would be really, really important. I would suggest that we also, there's a homeopathic, if you know of a homeopathic pharmacy in Turkey, ask them for FIP no-sode. This is a remedy derived from a cat with FIP, and we'll dose. Yeah, it's almost like a vaccine, but it's not.
Yes. So maybe bundle the holistic vet here, you know, her as well. Maybe she would know of it too.
Yes.
So
yeah, that's a really good idea. Yes.
All right.
So yeah, I would suggest we do that. And those would be the main things. There's actually there's a product called N-acetylcysteine, NAC, which we can I'll get you some details. I'll send you details on the NAC.
Definitely. Okay.
NAC. What drug is the vet suggesting? Do you know what it's called?
It's iron or something like that. I can't really pronounce it, but
okay. Send me some details and I'll have a look at that. But otherwise, yeah, good food, medicinal mushrooms, and acetylcysteine to enhance immunity is important. And cross your fingers, yeah?
Yes, definitely. So it's Aura. The drug is called
Aura.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll have a look.
Okay. Thank you so much, Dr. Nick. Yes. Definitely. Okay, so thank you so much. I'll let everyone involved know, and we'll pray for the best.
Yes.
We'll continue with another cat question. I'm reading it from here and translating. My cat is really stressed, and related to that, she doesn't eat that much for 7 months though, chronically. So she's really, you know, he has gained a lot of, lost a lot of weight.
Yeah.
What would be the recommendation to do? But I don't know what they're eating, what she's being fed. So.
Okay, let's assume they're eating raw food. Okay. That would be the assume that that's the case. Okay. So, cats losing weight. The list of reasons is as long as my arm. Yeah, there's many reasons. So the most important thing would be to find out why the cat is losing weight. Do you know what age the cat is?
Yeah, she's it's Zübeyde's question. So if she's here, maybe she can add on it.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes. Next
Okay.
time I'm going to get those details in with the question. Definitely.
Age, breed, sex. Well, that's the basics really. That'd be good. So, if it's an older cat, there are two things that I would look at. The two things that I'd look at are kidney disease. Yeah, you can do a blood test for kidney disease, and also thyroid disease. Okay, both of those are very common in older cats, and they will cause weight loss.
Definitely.
Yeah. So I would look at those two things, and they can be both done on the same blood test. If they're taking blood, then also look at liver, just to check liver disease, check that the cat is not anemic, or things like that. But that would be the first thing to do. Find out if what disease is driving the inappetence.
Definitely. I think they must have seen a vet by this time, but I'm sure, if they haven't, they must. Then please let us know, Zübeyde.
Yeah, please.
Love to hear from you. We're continuing. Question from Emre. Again, translating. Okay, my cat used to eat raw bones.
Yeah.
Fine. She was fine. He was fine, but now he can't because. And he says, he's been dentally, what do you call it, like hygiene?
Clean.
Hygiene,
yeah, the teeth have been clean.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
But I don't think that has anything to do with it. But still, maybe I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. The first thing to think, again, age, breed, sex, but if a cat has gone from eating bones to not eating bones, it's likely to be something around here. Okay, so if the teeth are all good, because the bad teeth are out, and the good teeth are clean and healthy, then it's not the teeth. So then we go to the jaw. Are there any problems? We might need an X-ray of the jaw to make sure that there's nothing happening. Also, a good look down the throat to make sure some cats can develop masses, lumps at the back here, and that can mean that the cat can't swallow. Yeah, they can eat, but they can't swallow, so they stop eating the bones. Also, look at the TMJ, the temporomandibular joint.
Yeah.
That joint there, make sure that joint is in good shape. Yeah, because if you've got arthritis in here, you can't chew bones.
Okay? So inflammation.
Yeah, and also look at the neck of the cat, because when you, as a cat, and you chew bones, you will engage your neck very much, and therefore, if you've got a sore neck, you're going to be less able to chew properly. So. That's what I would do. So more investigation with the architecture of the teeth, the jaw, the skull, and the neck would be a logical thing to start.
Definitely. So definitely an X-ray, Emre. I hope that helps.
Yeah.
And
that would be a good thing to do. Yeah.
Yes, and please let us know again. Betül's question: do you recommend something like Gussie's gut for cats? If yes, what's your favorite method of fermenting? I didn't have to translate it, so thank you.
Okay, that's from Rob, I presume.
But I can read it again if you want.
No, that's okay. The Gussie's gut it's a new product, and it's definitely for dogs. But my only worry is if they I haven't seen the ingredients list yet. I've got some product being sent over to me. Fermented products are fine, and from my conversation with Rob, it contains kale and other green vegetables, so that should be fine for cats. but what I would just look out for is if there was too much garlic or onion in there. Obviously, I don't think he'd put onion in because onion's toxic for dogs as well. But just so I can't say hand on heart, but it would be very safe to make sauerkraut yourself with cabbage and salt. Yeah, you just you chop it up, put it in a jar. Tell me if I'm telling you what you already know, but yeah, put it in a jar, squish it down till all the air is gone, and then and after you've added salt, and you just leave it for a couple of weeks, and then off you go. And you can give that to cats. It would have to be fairly fine, but it would be okay.
That was great. Definitely, I would love. I mean, I just loved hearing that from you. Do you ever use, you know, any kind of vinegar in your fermenting process?
You don't need
Like
it.
traditionally, yeah.
No, well, you can put it in. Apple cider vinegar is great, but what the lactobacilli will create acid within the sauerkraut, so you don't need it.
All right, definitely. That was amazing to clear up because there's so many questions about it. It's really traditional to ferment things in Turkey as well.
Great,
So you know there are differing ways.
Yeah,
So,
other fermented foods very good for dogs and for cats. Kefir and yogurt is very good. It goes down very well with cats. Yogurt. So yeah, fermented foods are very, very good. We like fermented foods. Yeah.
Definitely good for our guts.
Yeah.
And Betty has a second question. What can we feed to orphaned neonatal puppies and kittens?
I would suggest that you feed. I mean, how neonatal? What age? Does it doesn't say? I presume. Okay.
Yeah.
So I presume they're on solids, and in which case you feed them raw food. Yeah, you start with raw food. It's very easy. Yeah, raw.
Definitely.
Talk to you. Get some raw.
Definitely. Or watch your video and make some raw.
Or watch my video and make some raw. Yeah. Have you got the address? If anybody's interested, I've done 2 videos, guys, and you're really welcome to have a look. I've done one which is called, which is all about raw food. Okay, it's the raw feeding, the basics, and I've done another one, and they are really easy to watch because they're just 10-minute. Each lesson is 10 minutes, and there are 10 lessons in the whole thing, so it's not overwhelming. And I've done another one on bones, bones and how to feed them. So raw feeding, the basics, and bones and how to feed them. Easy peasy. And
the go-to guide, if you want to do it, pick this up at home, you know, and it's really fun. I always say this, like, it's as a Sunday time, you know, with your furry friends, just watch this, and this is going to be really incredible for your bonding as well. So
yeah, very much so.
And we have the Turkish subtitles for the raw feeding 101, and I have that up on our website on the homepage link, so anyone. Okay.
That's good.
So,
Somebody just said on the screen that what if they weren't weaned yet? Yeah, you just have to use a good formula, unfortunately. Yeah.
Yes.
But also allow them to access to very finely minced meat.
Okay. So I hope Betül is here. I hope that helps. Betül is here to catch up with our questions, so we love that. Okay, Sheila and Luna has a question. She's asking for female dogs, what is your opinion for neutering?
Okay, I've got 2 whippets. I'll show you. A little bit like this.
Yeah.
Okay, so I've got 2, and they are not neutered. Okay, so there's my opinion. I think, you know, girls are born with ovaries, and I think they shouldn't be and they're born with uterus, and I don't think they should be removed unless there is a need to remove them. If you remove the uterus, then you can get certain complications. And if you don't remove, there are certain complications like pregnancy or pyometra and things like this. But I think that if you're keeping a dog as healthy as possible, we don't know what, because all the work has been done on unhealthily fed dogs, and they were over vaccinated and all these things, and too much chemical and what have you. So I think a very healthy, holistically raised bitch, I would hope that they would have a much better chance of staying healthy. We would be playing to Mother Nature and getting her to help us to keep the dogs as healthy as possible. So I would say, unless you have to neuter or you want to neuter, and that's totally up to you, but unless you have to, I would say let's leave them entire.
Unless you have to. Maybe in a living situation, if there's a male dog or I don't know, something like that. If you have to, but if you don't have to, and if she's just with you, then you don't really have to. So that's good to know.
You can get problems if you spay, and you can get problems if you don't spay. That's the true answer to the question.
So you choose either solution and either problem, right?
It's so I would prefer to leave her entire as she was made. Okay. I would say that's the best idea.
I mean, I'm so relieved because there are a lot of people who are asking me this, because after they've been involved with the raw feeding and they see the benefits and they're so trusting of everything we provide, and so a lot of questions come, and I always refer to veterinarians, but now I can say, Dr. Nick says this, you decide what to do. So I'm so happy. Okay, we're continue on with Berna's question, then we'll get the questions that are coming up in real time. Berna asks, she has 8-month-old female cat, and she's allergic. She's using hypoallergenic pet food, kibble,
Hang on, so the cat is 8 months old, and they're using hypoallergenic kibble. Okay.
For her allergies. And she's asking if she should switch to raw, if it would make an impact.
There are 3 main areas of sensitivities. You can get indoor allergens, that's house dust and house dust mites and things like that. You can get outdoor, which is pollen, grass pollen, tree pollen, and also you can get food sensitivities. You can't control pollen. You can't control indoor. Even if you vacuum all day long, you won't stop it. But you can completely control food. So if the cat, and many cats do have food sensitivities, you by going to raw and doing food trials, 2 weeks on this protein and 2 weeks on the next protein, 2 weeks on the next protein, then that is a very good idea, because that's something that you can control, that you then know how much impact the food is having on the sensitivity of the cat.
So it's a great way to start. It's the safest way, and it's the most, like you said, the way that would have the most impact. So why not switch to raw? I hope that helps, Berna, and would love to hear the healing story, because I've heard this so many times, and as you have, Dr. Nick, many of these symptoms that we see just disappear with
if it's
great food.
If the cat is food sensitive, then it's almost certain that the raw food diet, when you get the right protein, yeah, if the cat is allergic to chicken and you feed it chicken, it's going to itch. But
Yeah.
if you stop the chicken and feed turkey or lamb or beef or whatever instead, and the cat is okay with those proteins, then you'll be good to go.
Definitely. So variety,
Yeah.
as always,
Yeah.
needs to be
Yeah.
up on our minds.
But doing a food trial is the important thing. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing but beef, 2 weeks. Nothing but chicken, 2 weeks. Nothing but lamb, 2 weeks. Nothing but turkey, 2 weeks, etc.
Definitely. So
Okay.
single protein trial, a 2-week trial
2
method.
weeks. Yeah. Yeah.
That's really helpful. That's another protocol. Definitely. Dr. Nick, you're amazing. Aisha Hanım has another question, which is on top of neutering, but it's for cats.
Okay.
I'm going to translate because it's in Turkish.
Sure.
Her male cat has, now babies or kittens,
Really?
And,
A male cat? A male cat?
I mean, and he got what do you I don't even know what to call it with pets, so he got mated with another female cat, so now
Okay.
they have kittens,
Okay. Gotcha.
and
Okay.
she's going to get one of the kittens.
Yes.
And she's asking your opinion if she needs to get a female or a male cat, if there's if that would matter.
I think that, and what she got? What
she has a male cat.
She's got a male. Okay.
Yeah, and he's neutered, by the way. After he's mated, he's neutered.
Okay, I think if you've got two friends and they've never met, and you think, I'm sure they'd really, really get on well. So you invite them for dinner or you invite them for coffee, and they meet for the first time, human friends, yeah, and they really don't get on, yeah. So I'm thinking, if it's impossible to tell whether two individuals are going to get on when they are your own species and speak the same language, I think it's very difficult to tell with another species when you don't speak cat. And even if you could, you still can't predict who is going to get on with who. So I think it's a roll of the dice.
It's a roll of the dice. Would you recommend, if she has the opportunity, for the male cat to I don't know, just be involved, engage with the kittens?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
With the litter. With
sure.
Yeah. Okay. So that may be a great idea. I tell them, if you have the opportunity, because I hear some, pet parents doing that. That might be an idea. All right, there's a question from Kimmy. It's in English. I'm reading it out loud. Revaccinations for dogs. Are there any that you deem unnecessary, which are widely encouraged by most vets? Thank you. Okay.
I am not anti-vaccination, but I am very pro-rational vaccination. And the World Small Animal Veterinary Association, these are the conventional guys, they say that with distemper, hepatitis, and parvo, if they're given to a puppy, they can last for up to an entire lifetime. Okay, and what we can do is, with that dog, every year or every 3 years, we can take a blood test. This is the jugular vein, by the way. That's why I'm pointing to my neck when I say blood test. Okay, you can take some blood, and you can test to see how strong the antibodies are from the original puppy vaccination, and in that way, you see see how strong the antibodies are, and 19 times out of 20 you do not need to revaccinate. So you just test again 1 year, 2 years, 3 years down the line, and you take an assessment. If your car is full of petrol, you don't need to go to the garage.
Definitely.
Same thing. Okay, so so with distemper, hepatitis, and parvo, I would say if you have the puppy has had the initial shots, then after that, discuss with your vet the blood test. It's called in the UK we call it titer testing, TITRE, titer testing, and it's very simple and it's very easy, and it can be quite cheap.
Rational vaccination. I love that term.
Rational vaccination is the future. Yeah, don't vaccinate unless you have to, and if you have to, then use the safest vaccine and vaccine regime that you possibly can.
Pretty much. Love it. Thank you, Dr. Nick. Here's someone else who wants to thank you. Zuko the Blue Stappy says the Biofunction 8 you recommended for Zuko has been a lifesaver. No more appetite or digestive issues at all.
Great, Zuko. I'm so pleased for you.
Yes, Zuko. I'm so happy. Hatime Hanım has another question. She is living with a Jack Russell and with allergies. And she's been using for 3 years Prednol, and she says whenever her furry friend starts to eat home cooked dough, she says homemade food. I don't know how homemade. Yeah. So maybe if she's here, I'm going to ask her in Turkish. And it acts up even more. You know, the allergies, they act up even more when the dog eats home made raw or cooked. I don't know. Let's ask.
Okay.
Hatime Hanım, if you're here, Hatime buradaysan lütfen çiğ besin veya ne yediğini evde söyler misin Jack Russell'ın? Teşekkürler. Okay, we'll continue.
Okay. So the dog has allergies. Yeah, and it's taking prednisolone. Yeah, prednisolone for the allergies.
Prednol.
Prednisolone. Okay. Yeah, same thing. Okay, so it's a steroid.
Hmm.
So you've got to. Do we know why that Jack Russell is itchy? Okay, we don't. Okay, so indoor, outdoor food. Yeah, you need. You can test for indoor. You can test for outdoor. You can't test for food with the test is not very accurate, and therefore talk to your vet about a blood test to see, is it indoor allergens, is it outdoor allergens, pollens, or it's usually not the food, it's different certain types of food. So again, like we were saying earlier, if your cat or your dog is sensitive to chicken, and you give them chicken, they will either itch or they will vomit or they will get loose stool, or there's something. Okay, you're giving the wrong thing to the wrong dog. Yeah. So if your dog is cannot take chicken, don't give them chicken. Give them turkey, give them fish, give them beef, give them lamb, etc. So the food trial is worth its weight in gold.
Yes, 2 weeks trials, single protein.
And make sure that with dogs especially, that if you're saying, right, let's just do turkey for 2 weeks, make sure that the treats are just turkey. Okay, because otherwise you might as well not do the trial. Yeah, because if the treats have got beef in and the dog is allergic to beef, then they're just going to keep on itching. You won't be able to tell. You will have to reduce the Prednol down so that you see a little bit of itch, because if you do the food trial and that little bit of itch disappears, then you know that you're working. It's working.
Definitely. Sometimes people can give their pets, treats or dairy without knowing how they might affect them if they're like allergic, especially. So.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So they need to be checking up on them. So it's not like just regular food. Think about everything you've been giving them. Sometimes people don't count those in, and you're really
or they give milk, and the dog is allergic to milk, cow's milk. So you've got to think. Yeah.
That's a great reminder. Again, okay, Jarvis has a question. Thank you, Dr. Nick. That was amazing. we're continuing with another cat question. With a male and female neutered and spayed, what can I give to balance hormones already spayed and neutered when adopted them?
Do they need their hormones balanced? Yeah. Have they got behavioral problems? Have they got, I don't know, appetite problems? Have they got weight problems? I need to know. But let's say they have got behavioral problems, which are because they have been spayed. Yeah, they were entire female, they've been neutered, and now they are putting on too much weight, say, okay?
Yeah.
So how would you help with that? I would use a homeopathic. I would talk to your homeopathic vet. And with cats, you can get feline ovary remedy, and sometimes that can help to balance things out. But also your homeopathic vet would be able to look at the cat, look at the dog, and see what symptoms they were showing, and that can also help with the selection of remedies.
Definitely. I mean, it's hard to know with from these details, like you said. I hope that helps. And okay, we have another great question from I'm just scrolling down, Dr. Nick. Thank you for waiting. My Whippet Lab Mix dog is a parvovirus survivor. Now she has a very sensitive gut. For instance, chicken and turkey create intolerance in her gut. She eats cow and fish only. Now her digesting is fine, but she has a very itchy skin. Very itchy skin.
Very itchy skin. Okay.
Yes.
So food trials. So you need to feed beef and beef treats alone for 2 weeks and see how the skin is, and then feed fish alone and fish treats for 2 weeks and see how the skin is, and try and broaden it out. Try turkey, try lamb, try whatever proteins are easy to get in turkey. You can give those proteins over a short period in order to assess, because if the gut is sensitive, it can be that the skin is sensitive as well. A product like the Biofunction 8 that we mentioned, that could be very helpful to help the gut settle. Alternatively, at my practice, we use a very nice product, a probiotic called Phytospore. It's a nice probiotic to help balance the gut, because the dogs who've had parvo will have had a lot of antibiotics, and that can really damage the microbiome. Okay, so it might not be the parvo that's caused the problem. It might be the antibiotics given because of the parvo that's caused the problem. So Phytospore and the Biofunction 8 could be very useful.
Definitely. That was amazing. We have so many allergy related questions, and I just saw Long Living Pets. Thomas is here. I don't know if he's still here, but it reminds me that he said from our last talk, when our furry friends are, diagnosed with all these kinds of protein allergies, sometimes it's because of the leaky gut, and the gut can't, digest those. So, it always like reappears. And he says, the first thing maybe to do, to fix the gut from inside. And as you said, bone broth is amazing for that. So I always recommend for people, in their homes to do it. Can we get the short version of to do it, properly, Nick? Because even veterinarians here differ in their opinions in bone broth.
Bone broth.
Yes.
Bone broth. Yeah, even I rarely cook in my house. My wife is a very good cook, so I don't do a lot of cooking. But even yeah, thank you. Even I can make bone broth, and here's how you do it. So you go to the butcher and you get the bones I usually use single species. Yeah, so I'll do a beef bone broth or a chicken bone broth. Okay, so you get bones from the carcass, and you put them in a pan. You fill up the pan almost to the top. You get a big pan. Yeah, big. I won't fit on the screen. Big pan. Okay, you get a big pan, and you fill it up. A little bit of apple cider vinegar. Yeah, and you bring it to the boil, and then you put it down to simmer, so it's just about boiling. Put the lid on. Make sure you put the lid on, because otherwise all the bone broth goes to the community. Yeah.
Yeah.
through the air. And you do that for 48 hours. You put it on a very low heat for 2 days. Okay, 2 days. And then at the end, if you want a low-fat bone broth, you allow it to cool, and you skim off the fat on the top. If you don't want low-fat bone broth, you just leave it there. You take the bones and you put them in the bin. Don't feed them to the dog. At the end, you can put some green herbs in there as well, because they will just wilt. I don't want to cook them. So just at the end, you can put some herbs in, anything you like: rosemary, parsley, sage, thyme, anything. And what you do is you spoon the bone broth into freezer bags, and you'll get maybe 20 freezer bags. You put them in the freezer, and you can use them. And you can use them in almost any situation, for puppies or for pregnant bitches or for oldies. It's just so healthy. It's very, very good. There you go. It's easy. Boil. That's it. It's like one. That's the long version. Okay. Boil 48 hours. That's the short version. There you go.
But the extra details you've just laid out were just so amazing, with all those, extra goodness, with, what you said, thyme, rosemary, anything you think about, sage, whatever, I know you love fennel seeds, so I've incorporated fennel seeds into, like one of our recipes now, and it's amazing. So this is, yes, definitely, this is amazing to know, and it's just like so empowering, because people can do this, and they can serve this to their furry friends at home. And we have a lot of stray animals as well. They can serve these to stray animals. Very good for rehydration, for all kinds of internal systems. And
in the summer, you can put out an ice block of the bone broth, and it's like an ice lolly for the dog. Makes them very happy.
I'm sure the girls are so happy living with you, Dr. Nick. God bless them. They're so cute. I love seeing them. Okay, we have such a good question right here, Dr. Nick. It's again on the elimination diet we've been talking about.
Yeah.
He's asking, or she's asking, I'm doing 8 weeks of protein exclusion diet and currently on rabbit. Should I add carbs and veggies, or keep it to one single protein? And you
should keep it to one single protein, but 8 weeks is quite a long time. I think I do 2 weeks at a push. If I'm not quite sure, after 2 weeks I'll do 4 weeks, but I never do more than 4 weeks. The conventional guys, when they're using kibble, will go 10 weeks. Okay, but I think you're going to see something happen within 2 to 4 weeks. Okay, so that's the first thing. Rabbit is a very, very good, a very good protein. My top 6 proteins for food trials would be fish and goat and pork and rabbit and duck and venison. Okay, those are my top 6 for food trials. And it's important that you just do one protein, but you can add green vegetables to that, and I would suggest that's a good idea. And you can add herbs, and you can add nuts and seeds and things like that. It's the protein that usually causes the problem, not the greens or the vegetable matter. I tend not to eat roots. Yeah, I think I've shown you this before. Vegetables are of two types. They're roots or they're greens. Yeah, they're above ground, below ground, above ground. Okay, these are the guys you need to feed. Okay, above ground greens. Yeah, yeah, exactly. It makes you think. Yeah, so no carrots and potatoes, things like that. It's everything. So it's greens, cabbage and spinach and all that goodness. Yeah, that's what you need to feed the dogs.
Definitely. So the veggies don't cause any problems, so we need to.
Very rarely,
Yeah.
if they can, but it's very rare. It's the usually the protein, the animal component, which causes the problem, or it's because owner is being very careful doing the rabbit trial, but the next door neighbor gives the dog a bonio every morning. Yeah, which is a nightmare. So you need to. Everybody in the family has to understand. And the next door neighbor has to understand, or the dog walker, or yeah, whoever has contact with the dog has to understand that you're doing a food trial. Food trials are very, very easy. Yeah, and if you are doing a food trial, make sure that the bone broth is the same as the headline protein.
Yes, that's really important. And do you think there would be any problems associated with not eating any veggies during that, food trial period?
I think you can probably get away with it.
With maybe probiotics.
But no, I've got a Dalmatian patient of mine who has eaten nothing but lamb, Welsh lamb. He can't tolerate New Zealand lamb, but when he has Welsh lamb, he's fine.
Wow.
And he can't tolerate greens. He can't tolerate anything, and he's been living on that for about 7 or 8 years. Okay,
wow.
So you can't get away with it. I wouldn't suggest it's a great idea, but you can, for a short time, do a single protein.
That's definitely great to know. Thank you, Dr.
It's a good idea, though. I'm just thinking it's a good idea if you are doing just a single protein and no vegetables, that you make sure that you get bones and organs in there.
For vitamins and minerals.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes. That's amazing to know. Again, and we have a follow-up on the question that we just answered, Dr. Nick.
Yeah.
Our friend Champagne Shepherd says, amazing information. Thank you. Yes, it's the skin that we are doing this for. 8 weeks was recommended to us by our vet. That's why we do it for so long. Thank you for your answer. So I'm sure that was enlightening. Definitely. And he says that's really interesting about the lamb. I agree. Really lucky. I just love how people take care of their furry friends, in these like standards. It's just so inspiring and great to know of.
It's really good. It's really good.
Yes. All right then. Okay, I think we have all of the questions up answered. I mean, if we missed any, please let me know and just raise your hand and pop it once again. And, we maxed our time. Normally, Dr. Nick, I always ask after 30 minutes if you're good to go, but I just it was up on the rhythm. The rhythm was so good that I didn't want to, interrupt it.
No problem.
But it's almost been an hour and we're so happy and glad. Beyond grateful to have you. And now I'm getting these talks translated, subtitled really soon. So that really helps.
Great.
Yes, and I would love to do it for the bones as well, Dr. Nick. I'm going to email you for that one as well.
Okay.
Yes.
Sounds good. Yeah.
Yes, that was going to be the go-to guide as well for us. Okay, Kimi. So Kimi has a question. If we'd like to pop it, Dr. Nick, before we go.
Sure.
Yes. She says, any routine supplements you'd recommend? Omega. Someone else just asked me, and I was thinking the same.
Good. Okay. Omega-3s, yes, is a good idea. And what I tend to do is I alternate between flax oil. Yeah. So 1 month flax oil, keep it in the fridge. only buy enough for a month. So if you've got a small dog, you get a small bottle. If you've got 20 dogs, you buy a large amount, but you only get enough for 1 month. And then the next month you use a marine oil, and a marine oil is krill or salmon, or not farmed salmon, or wild salmon, or pollock, or sardine, or you can get algal oil now. Grizzly do an algal oil. So a marine, so a fishy type oil. And then you go back to flax, and then you go marine, and then you go flax. And that's how I do omega-3s. Every raw food diet should have omega-3. It's very anti-inflammatory. It's very, very good. So I will also, in an ideal world, I will add kind of nuts, herbs, and seeds. You can buy these things. There are companies who do blends, and the trick is you buy one pot, one jar, and then use another, a different, either from the same company but a different blend, or from a different company, and you're just alternating, always alternating with those. The best supplements are food. Yeah, it's that's been powdered, as opposed to synthetic laboratory type supplements. Yeah, but the ideal diet needs no supplements whatsoever. However, in the modern world, it's getting an ideal diet is not as easy, and therefore, just two things: nuts, herbs, and seeds in some formulation, and omega-3s. That would be. Those are the two things. There's lots of other things. If they're old and their joints are not so good, you can use chondroitin and glucosamine and boswellia and what have you. If they've got digestive problems, then sometimes digestive enzymes. But the basics would be great meat, great bone, great organ, and a nuts, herbs, seed mix, and omega-3s.
Omega-3s.
Yeah.
Again, what a well-described, answer for omega-3s and rotation, and just like for the nuts, herbs, and seeds. If you want to learn more, and you already explained so much, this reminds me of 101, and I really want to watch it again. So maybe we'll do like an after class for it. I have to note that. All right, we have a few more questions, Dr. Nick. I'm related to omega-3. Do you want me to shoot them up?
Yeah, please do.
Betul asks, what about only brain for omega-3? So feeding brain for omega-3.
Feeding brains. In the UK, that's kind of difficult, because ever since BSE, mad cow disease, you're not allowed to feed nervous tissue. But in the States, and maybe in Turkey, you can. Brain is very, very, very, very healthy. And in the old days, they used to eat it, and it's super healthy. It's fat. It's just great fat, and dogs love it. So if it's okay, if you can feed it in your country, then absolutely great. Go for it.
Wow. Betul, I hope that helps, and it helps many people. We do have it here, not like in general stores, but definitely if people want to get it, they can get it.
Yeah.
So that's really great. Gizem asks, how about spirulina for?
Spirulina, yeah. Spirulina and chlorella are the two kind of blue-green algae. Yeah. Yes, but not all the time. They're very, very powerful. So I would say a week on, a week off, a week on, a week off. Just a small amount added to nuts, herbs, and seeds is a great idea. Yeah,
that's really great to know.
And also wheatgrass powder. I'm not a fan of wheat, and dogs can't really digest grass, but wheatgrass powder, the stuff for your smoothie, that's quite good. Yeah, that's really nice.
Yeah. That's so lovely, Dr. McT. I don't know if you know it, but we use it in a marination sauce we do for the freeze-dried treats.
Okay, great.
Yeah, and good. It's human grade. It's for someone, a small producer, but a very qualified producer like me. She's a female entrepreneur. She's producing this human grade, and we use it in our pumpkin marination sauce.
Yeah,
And it's been
good.
amazing for cats with like digestive problems as well. It's really easy to get them on stuff like this with something that they like, that
Yep,
binds them, right?
yep, yeah.
So, I mean, I'd love to know that, and I'm going to let Dennis, who owns the company, know as well. That was amazing to hear.
Very good, very good.
Yes, yes, yes, yes. That's so nice. And thank you everyone who is joining in just now. I mean, just I'm going to make everyone happy to announce that this is going to be saved and definitely shared in English and with subtitles again. And thoughts on adding fruits before we let Dr. Nick go? Okay, last 5 minutes. I'm.
Any fruits? Any
Yeah.
fruits?
Yes.
Most modern fruits are very, very sugary.
Mm.
So generally, I'm not a fan of fruit, but I do like berries. Yeah, if I had to choose one fruit, it would be the berries. So red currants, black currants, blackberries, gooseberries, any berry that you can get a hold of. The darker and the more sour, the less sweet they are, the better. Yeah, so dark. It's same with your green vegetables. The darker they are, the more bitter the green vegetables, the better. And with the berries, the dark, rich color and maybe a bit sour. Very good, very good.
Very good. And I know that girls love it over there. You know, and when they're roaming around, they're just like feeding on berries, as
Mm,
I've seen you, a few
yeah,
photos from you.
yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah. They do, they do. They know. That's that proves that Bluebell, even
Bluebell. Yeah.
she's the eldest, and even when she was, let's have a look, she was born in April, so her first September, she's never seen a bramble bush in her life, like a blackberry bush in her life. She walks straight over to it and starts eating.
Uh,
Yeah,
that's so
yeah,
instinctual.
yeah. So it's instinctive. Yeah,
Yes,
it's great. It's great.
instinctive. That's amazing. Just and that's such a lovely story, and they're so lucky to experience all that with you. Just so
Mm.
blessed. And we're going to close up in a few minutes, Dr. Nick, but I'm just loving everything you've been posting away. Is there anything like do you want to end as a note? Everything curcumin, the lymphoma, everything you've been posting about is everything that I've been following. And do you want to say anything before we go?
I post some stuff and some people don't like it, but I think it's really important. So I'm going to keep going. So if you don't like it, sorry. And if you do like it, then yeah, join me, and I'm going to keep posting this stuff. Follow me on Instagram. I guess everybody here is on Instagram.
Yeah,
Yeah, follow me. It's just a way of talking to people. I forgive me if you make comments. I often don't have time to come back to you, but I really
for sure.
appreciate all your support. So that's great. Keep an eye on there, because everything that we're doing, and everything we're doing with Raw Pet Medics. Let me just tell everybody about RPM, Raw Pet Medics, on Facebook. If you go to Facebook, it's 7 p.m. UK time. So with you guys, it'll be about 9 p.m. on a Tuesday night.
Mm-hmm.
On Facebook, you find Raw Pet Medics, and that's Connor and Brendan and me. And we get together and we talk about food, we talk about health, we talk about immune system, we talk about eggs. We had a big discussion about eggs, whether they should be raw or whether they should be lightly boiled. The other day,
Yeah.
for 15 minutes, we talked about eggs. It was fascinating. It's really good. That was the last one. So if you want to see that, you're very, very welcome to have a look. Raw Pet Medics, and we have lots of fun. But we hopefully we and you will learn from our conversations.
For sure, Dr. Nick, and I really would like to be a part of it in any way I can be. Like, definitely, I'm a fan of you guys, and I would, as I had the chance of watching you guys, it was such a vibe, you know, like the live show. It was so amazing. You guys are so good at doing it, you know, like your speaker, your, you know, these like motivating qualities just get people on board. And you're talking raw feeding, but it's like the coolest conversation. So really, really thank you for that service as well.
It's an absolute pleasure, and thank you for saying. But so, if anybody wants just to come along and share the conversation, you know, we look at people's comments, and we will comment on comments. And at the last Tuesday of the month, we have a question and answer. And because we talk so much, we usually only get through about 6. But yeah, because we just talk too much. So yeah, it's fun. So come along, join us with that. That would be great. Good to see people.
Definitely. And you get your questions answered by Raw Pet Medics. That's amazing. I'll link it up. It's from Facebook, right? So you join the live from Facebook, and we'll link it up as well for Tuesdays. Everyone, save the date. That was amazing.
Tuesday night, yeah.
I'm still so pumped up. I hope we got through all of the questions. And if anyone has anything in their minds, please DM me, because I'm much more likely to get your questions up the next time. Truly. And Dr. Nick is just like so amazing to just give his time like this. I can't tell you how much I thank you, Dr. Nick.
Bless you. Naz, if I can support you, then I'm very, very happy. And one of these days we can do it live. We can do question and answer live and have some fun and meet people and enjoy some wonderful Turkish food together. It'll be great.
It is going to be great, and I'm counting on it, Dr. Nick. It is going to be the most amazing event of the year, of the coming years, and I hope that it gets to be a tradition.
Amazing.
For sure.
Well, thank you very, very much indeed. And thank you for inviting me. It's always a pleasure. It's great to see you. Greetings to your family. I hope the cat does well, the FIP cat. And if you'd like to speak to me again, just let me know, and we will chat again soon.
Definitely. Thank you, Dr. Nick. I am going to tell everyone about those, and everyone sending their love. We're just so happy to have you in our lives. You're amazing.
Bless you.
All our love to your beautiful family.
Great. Thank you so much. It's wonderful.
Thank you so much.
Take care. I will see you soon. Thank you, Naz. Thank you for inviting me. I appreciate it.
Very soon. Thank you for having us. Thank you for being here.
See you soon.
We love you.
See you soon.
Cherish you. See you soon.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Evet. Çok tatlı. Bizim böyle kapıdan görüşmelerimiz de uzatmalı olur. O yüzden güle güle güle güle derken şimdi ancak kapattık. Katıldığınız için, vakit ayırdığınız için çok teşekkür ediyorum. Büyük patron, canım annem Emine Hanım'ın burada. Her şeyi çok çok çok üzerinden. Canan Hanım o kadar güzel söylemiş ki çok tatlı bir insan, klonlayabiliyor muyuz? Kesinlikle o kadar tatlı bir insan ki. Kimi, thank you so much. Definitely, your questions were so valuable to the conversation. Thank you for contributing with your time and your interest. That was amazing. Thank you everyone. Gerçekten sizler inanılmaz bir grup oldu bu. Çok mutlu oldum. Bütün görüşmeyi hem bu şekilde paylaşacağım, hem de altyazılarını da ekleyerek Instagram ve YouTube için de hazır hale getireceğim. Daha sonrasında da içerisinden çok çok çok önemli olan bilgileri kısa kısa hepimizin hap bilgi şeklinde hem yutabileceğimiz hem de paylaşabileceğimiz hale getiriyorum. İzlediğiniz için çok teşekkür ederim. Aslan da buradaydı. Çok selam söylüyor size. Tüm dostlarıma çok sevgiler. Kendinize çok çok iyi bakın. İyi besle, iyi hisset. Heyecandan hala ne diyeceğimi şaşırmış durumdayım. Herhangi bir şeyi unuttuysam da affola. Tekrar görüşmek üzere.